Look at Exodus chapter 31 from verse number 12. Let's read it together. 1 to go. And the Lord spake, saying, Uh-huh. It is a sign between who? Okay. It is a sign between me and you throughout your generations. And what is the reason? Verse 14.
You shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death.
Right. Everybody that defiles it shall surely be put to death. Now, you see, the problem with the law is this. The law is very good. The moment you break one, you break in all of them. That's the issue. We will get into scriptures. But listen to this. The moment you break Sabbath, even if you ask the people that are keeping Sabbath right now, let me give you some few questions that you might have to ask them. Do you know that if you ask most of them that a question like, how do you observe the Sabbath? How do you keep it? They are only going to just give you some few scriptures that talks about don't work, don't go to the field, even your donkeys are supposed to rest, even your cattle. That's very true. That is how they were supposed to observe the Sabbath. They were supposed to rest on the seventh day as a sign between God and them. Who are them? The Israelites. Now, we pointed out scriptures here last time where God said, even the aliens or strangers amongst you shall also observe. But God emphasizes on the fact that if those people are within your gates, not Gentiles out there, but if people would want to be part of you, part of your covenant, the old covenant, they were supposed to observe what you observe. They are supposed to keep the Sabbath. Even the Gentiles, as long as they want to be part of the old covenant, they are supposed to keep the covenant. Because that's the sign. Even a stranger. But, here comes the issue. If then God rested on that day, these are the reasons. Ye shall keep the Sabbath thereof, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. Which means the day you break it, you have to die. And most of the people that are keeping the Sabbath, the day they break it, they would want God to forgive them. And yet forgiveness here is not part of the covenant. You have, because a covenant, it's a written agreement. You have agreed that once you break it, you have to die for it. But the moment you break it and you want to jump into another covenant for forgiveness, you are now living under two regulations and two covenants. If you are going to keep this covenant, once you break it, you have to die. So Sabbath, it is the seventh day of the week. That's Sabbath day. But the people that were keeping the Sabbath as a day, or the seventh day as the Sabbath, the people that were keeping it, they were not just keeping a day as a Sabbath. There was a weekly Sabbath. which nowadays they no longer keep. There was a yearly Sabbath where they were supposed to sit right from January to December, not going to work. And I'm yet to come across some of these people, because Sabbath, it was not just a day, there is a year where you don't have to work from January up to December as the father of the house. Keeping the Sabbath year. That's why the Bible talks about Sabbaths. And right now, the emphasis is just on a day. Seventh day, seventh day, seventh day. How about the seventh week? How about the seventh year? So even if you're going to keep the day, how are you going to keep it? Do you know some of them, they don't even realize that if you go and you read in the book of Acts of the Apostles, when after Jesus had departed, the disciples walked a Sabbath distance. Ask them now, how many kilometers are you allowed to walk on a Sabbath? Some of them, they go as far as 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers going to church on a Sabbath. They don't even know the stipulated kilometers. And yet still they are trying to keep it. Keeping it, it has to be kept. The reason why God introduced it and gave it to people, before we can think that it is a bad thing, let's take a moment and just think about this. This is the manufacturer, this is God the creator after creating you. He realized that you should work, but at the same time, there is need for you to rest. And when God initiated that plan, it had nothing to do with religion or loving God. It had everything to do with loving yourself and keeping your body in good shape. Why did God rest? And yet, if you are going to look at the attributes and the power that God has, He doesn't get weary.